Now, you're probably thinking the local 250cc market is already overcrowded with the likes of the Kawasaki Ninja as well as the YZF R25 excellent Yamaha that we featured recently. Well, today we are going to be introducing to you the latest player in this already overcrowded market right here in Malaysia, and this is the KTM RC250. Yep guys, you're right, KTM is upping the bike's power from, or rather displacement from 200cc up to 250cc, and we are going to see if this bike is any better compared to the bike that it replaces. Right, now let's talk about the design. One thing that you will definitely agree with me if I were to say this is this: KTM has never been a company that produces bikes that look conventional. They always try to push the packet and try to make sure that the bikes look as tomorrow as possible. But you know what, of all my friends that I've showed this bike to, some love the fact that the headlamps look like that and some absolutely hate it. It just has the right sort of, in my opinion, it just has the right sort of nuances to bikes of yore because of the flat plane in front of the actual headlamps themselves. But then to some, it may look like, hey, people don't do this anymore. People actually have, you know, the double headlamp design. So really, I think this is one of the definitive designs for this particular bike. It's a polarizing design nonetheless. And talking about polarizing design, the cover set once again is yet another polarizing design. It stays true to the KTM theme of just having as few KTM colors as possible: white, greys, blacks, and of course the mandatory orange. Actually, if you were to take away all these lines, you will realize, or rather if you take away the decal, you will actually realize that the cover set itself is fairly simple. It's not a complicated with a lot of creases and a lot of lines, but nonetheless it's put together very well, and it's narrow enough, and it just looks very sleek. This entire front plastic and cover set combination just makes it look really smart, and it looks very modern. Speaking about the slim design of the cover set, the other thing that's very slim is the tank. It is actually very slim. When you are on the bike and you're hugging the tank, you really can feel your legs coming together, giving you that confidence to go even faster because you really are crouching down, pushing your body down as low as you can, and your knees are almost up to your chest because the cover set really brings your knees together and it's really up very tight. Now, one thing that I don't particularly like is this, the wing mirrors, right? The wing mirrors, for a lot of the other bike companies, they seem to offer you the option of folding them upwards fully. So, but this one, it's literally just that. And, you know, and then when you put it down, you have to readjust again the entire thing, whereas in other bikes, you can actually move the stock and it's a click function, one up, one down. So you don't actually have to readjust all over again if you're going through tight traffic. Not a big niggle, but nonetheless, I wish that it was the other kind of function, you know, it just adds to the coolness. The other thing that's very cool, the clocks. Now, this to me is one of the most informative clocks that you have out there because you have the temperature and the speed, and also you've got your RPM. A lot of information is displayed here, and you can even choose your trips and all that. It's presented to you in a very easy to read format, and it just looks very nice. You've got the ABS light and the warning light on the right side, and you've got the engine check light. You know, it just tells you a lot of information when you're stopping, but when you're going fast, all the information that you need to access very quickly, very easy to read. Okay, front bit, now let's check out the back bit.
Follow the rules and don't complain.
Okay, now coming to the back, you will immediately realize one thing, the main feature of this bike, the main thing that sets this bike apart, and it's something that they really trumpet loudly about, is the trellis frame that makes up the entire architecture of the bike. They don't hide the main architecture of the bike. This orange trellis frame allows this bike to be rigid, lightweight, but also tough. So this is why they're very proud to display this trellis frame, and this is something that they display in this RC, they display in the Dukes, they display in most of their bikes, because KTM really believes in the trellis frame technology, and well, that's why they're very proud to use lah. Okay, let's talk about the wheels. Up front you've got 110/70 17 inches, and out back here you've got 150/60 17, so they're both 17 inch, but the back is of course fatter tires. continuing from the cover set earlier, the cover set also extends right down to the back bottom here, where you've got the exhaust pipe just jutting out at the very bottom. I would imagine the bigger bikes would have a bigger exhaust vent, but the small bike, that's all you need really. And it's very smartly designed and very nicely hid. And again, that adds to the design feature of the bike. Now, what do you think about this beautiful seat cover at the back? Wait, it's not a seat cover. It's actually the seat. That is my absolute favorite thing about this, because it looks very smart. It makes people think that, hey, it's got a nice seat cover, but in fact, this is not a seat cover. It's actually a fairly nicely padded seat for the occasional extra passenger. They've designed it to look like the seat cover so that you don't have to spend extra money getting something to plonk on there, because it already looks fantastic. It's got the tapered end, and it ends at a very pointy shaft end at the back, and you've got KTM written over there. I think very nice design feature. Congratulations, KTM. I wish I'd see more of this on a lot of the other bikes, but to me, today in the 250cc market, this is the best application for this right now. Okay, then we're hitting the road with the KTM RC250, and it's time for us to crunch some numbers and to understand what makes this bike this bike. First of all, let's talk about the engine. Now, a lot of you will be thinking that it's naturally the big brother version of the 200cc engine that we saw in the previous iteration, which is the KTM RC200. Well, actually, you're wrong. It is not that lump, because that lump itself is actually the bigger version of the 125cc that it was based on. This engine is actually based on the 390s engine, which is downsized to 250cc. It pushes out 47 Newton meters of torque, which is just about nice for a bike this size, but the main difference here is that it puts out 31 brake horsepower, 31 brake horsepower, and that is 6 above the bike that it replaces. It may not sound a lot, but considering that there's only a 10 kilogram increase from the 200 to 250, the 6 horsepower can definitely be felt when you push this bike up all the way to 9,000 RPM. This bike has a 6-speed gearbox, claw, mechanically operated, and it's very precise. You know exactly which gear you're slotting yourself in, and it will take you up to speed in next to no time at all. The power of the engine paired with the way the transmission works, it's racing. You know, this is sort of like a baby version of race bike, hence why I have a sticker here that says ready to race.
They know about me from Brentwood to Brazil. Keep it real and just chill. Follow the rules, homie, and yo, you know the deal.
Again, it boils down to the fact that the narrow tank and the narrow cover set, the narrow body of the bike just gives you that sense of confidence for you to take this bike up to speed very quickly. But seriously, apart from that, it's very easy to handle. May not be the easiest thing to handle as compared to some of the other 250cc's, but nonetheless, gets the job done very easily. But really, the bike is sublime when you take it up to speed. When you go fast, you can definitely thank KTM's engineers for making this bike as race ready as possible, because, you know, it's flexible and it's easy to use. Oh, and stopping power, you've got 2 discs, one front, one back, and the back one is a floating disc design. Provides you with definitely enough stopping power to do what you need with this bike. Absolute dollar, man, seriously. This liquid cooled engine paired with this transmission and this chassis and this body is just, even if you're not new, you are going to find yourself practicing a lot to ensure that you know exactly what to do and how to do it well on this bike. So, here we are at the top of the hill, at the end of a ride with the KTM RC250, and you ask a question, is this a great bike? Undeniable lah. You know that this is a bike coming from KTM, you know that this is going to be a great bike. So if you're in the market for a bike that will egg you on and make you want to go faster and faster and faster, and you want a bike that is, well, ready to race, this is the bike for you. But if you want a bike that you want to go on a daily commute and you want to be absolutely comfortable and just be completely okay with riding a bike like this on a daily basis? Maybe not, because it demands a little bit more. And when you submit to the demands of this KTM RC250, you have a cracking racer at your disposal.